Some people walk into a room and instantly shift the energy. No words, no effort, no performance, just presence. It's not about being the loudest voice or the most glamorous figure in the room. It's something deeper, something that lives beneath the surface. When someone carries a powerful aura, the atmosphere around them changes. People turn, they pause, they feel something, even if they can't explain it. And if you've ever noticed others reacting to you in quiet, curious, or even intense ways, it might be because you carry that kind of silent power. Aura isn't about appearance. It's not about status, money, or popularity. A powerful aura is built from within. It comes from the pain you've healed from, the truth you've accepted, the peace you've claimed, and the confidence you no longer have to prove. It's the energy of someone who has faced themselves, learned their worth, and decided they no longer need to shrink to make others feel comfortable. That kind of energy is rare and unforgettable. You don't have to try to stand out, you just do. Whether it's the way people naturally open up to you, the way your silence demands attention, or how others feel comforted, challenged, or even stirred in your presence. Your aura speaks louder than anything you could ever say. People feel it before they even look at you. It lingers when you leave. And it isn't something you create for others. It's something you've become. This isn't about arrogance. It's about alignment. A powerful aura is the result of self-awareness, grounded energy, and emotional clarity. It's what happens when you stop chasing approval and start living in your truth. And when that happens, people feel it. Some are drawn to it, some are intimidated by it, but no one forgets it. If you've ever felt like people notice you for reasons you can't explain, if strangers open up to you, even when you're not looking for conversation, if others either admire you deeply or seem unsettled around you, then chances are your aura is powerful, and you haven't even realized just how much. In this video, we'll explore 5 signs that reveal this silent, magnetic energy you carry. These signs go beyond surface attraction or popularity. They reflect a deeper truth, one that exists in your energy, your presence, and the way people experience you without needing to hear you speak. So if you've ever wondered why your presence alone feels like it's speaking a language no one taught you, this is for you. Let's uncover the signs that your aura isn't just strong, it's unforgettable. 1. People turn to look at you the moment you walk into a room. There's a certain energy that enters the room before you even speak. It's not about beauty, wealth, or fame. It's something deeper, something unspoken. When you carry a powerful aura, people notice you without knowing why. The moment you walk into a room, heads turn. Not because you're trying to attract attention, but because your presence demands it in the most effortless way. There's a shift in the atmosphere that happens as soon as you arrive. People feel it before they see you, and when they do, they can't help but look. This kind of energy isn't loud or attention-seeking. In fact, it's often calm, grounded, and composed, but it holds weight. Your presence carries an invisible force that draws people in. It could be the way you carry yourself, the peace in your walk, or the quiet confidence that lives in your eyes. Whatever it is, it cannot be faked. It's not something you can switch on. It's something that has grown from within you, shaped by your experiences, your strength, and your truth. When you have this kind of aura, you don't need to announce yourself. People become aware of you instinctively. Even those who've never met you feel your presence. There's a sense of intrigue, of curiosity, of respect. Some may even feel a little uneasy, not because you've done anything wrong, but because your energy awakens something in them. Your confidence can confront their insecurities. Your calmness can expose their chaos. And that's what powerful auras do. They stir the energy around them without saying a word. People might find themselves adjusting their posture around you, becoming more alert, or watching you out of the corner of their eye. It's not about arrogance. It's about the silent authority you walk with, the unshakable sense of self that speaks louder than words ever could. You don't need validation. You don't crave approval, and that quiet self-assurance becomes magnetic. It doesn't push, it pulls. It doesn't shout, it resonates. When your aura is powerful, people tend to remember you. Even after you've left the room, your presence lingers. They may not recall what you wore or what you said, but they'll remember how they felt around you. That energy, that weight, stays with them. It inspires, challenges, and sometimes confuses them, but it never goes unnoticed. And that's because your aura is more than a vibe. It's a mirror. It reflects the strength, the pain, the growth, and the peace you've earned through life's journey. You don't seek to be the center of attention, yet you often become it. Not because you take space, but because you own your space. You don't apologize for existing. You don't shrink to make others comfortable. You've learned to honor your presence, and others, whether they understand it or not, are drawn to that energy. Some may admire it, some may resist it, but all will feel it. A powerful aura is not about being better than others. It's about being deeply connected to yourself. It's about standing tall in your truth, grounded in your purpose, and at peace with your path. When you walk into a room, it shows, not through your words, but through your presence. And that's why people turn to look at you, not out of habit, but because something within them recognizes something within you, something rare, something powerful, something real. 2. Strangers often open up to you without knowing why. When you carry a powerful aura, people feel it long before they understand it. One of the most revealing signs is when strangers naturally open up to you, often without realizing why. You don't have to ask deep questions, and you don't need to offer anything extraordinary. Your presence alone creates a space that feels safe. Without trying, you become someone others feel they can trust. It's not about being overly friendly or intentionally warm. It's the energy you carry that draws people in and makes them feel seen. There's something unspoken in the way you listen, the calm in your silence, and the openness in your eyes. Even those who barely know you sense that they can be honest around you. They feel accepted rather than judged, heard rather than dismissed. You may find people telling you things they've never told anyone else. They speak about their fears, their pain, their regrets, or their hopes, things they normally keep guarded. It can happen at the store, in an elevator, during a casual conversation, or even in passing. Somehow they just feel like you'll understand. This isn't about being a therapist or a rescuer. It's about the emotional safety your energy provides. Your aura sends a silent message. You're allowed to be real here. That message goes deeper than words. It speaks to people's subconscious. It tells them they don't need to pretend. And in a world where many are hiding behind masks, that kind of invitation is rare and healing. You may not realize how deeply people are drawn to your energy until it becomes a pattern. You notice that strangers tend to linger. Conversations with new people turn emotional quickly. Someone you just met says, "I don't know why I'm telling you this." It's not a coincidence. It's a reflection of what you carry inside. Your calmness, your empathy, your quiet strength all blend into something magnetic, something that makes people feel like they've finally found a place to let their guard down. You don't need to give advice or solve their problems. Your energy does enough. Just your presence makes people feel held, even for a moment. You become a mirror that reflects people back to themselves gently, and in doing so, you help them feel understood, sometimes for the first time in a long time. When strangers open up to you, It's because your aura is not ordinary. It's powerful. It reaches people beyond appearances, beyond conversation. It touches something deeper in them, something that's been waiting to be seen, heard, and valued. And you, without effort, become the person who makes that possible. 3. You intimidate some people without trying. When your aura is powerful, it doesn't always bring comfort. Sometimes it brings quiet disruption. One of the more misunderstood signs of this inner strength is how some people feel intimidated by you, even when you've done nothing to cause it. You might walk into a room with calm energy, speak with kindness, and carry no arrogance at all. Yet certain individuals shrink, react defensively, or avoid eye contact. It's not about your words or your actions. It's about what your presence silently reveals. Your aura reflects confidence, self-awareness, and emotional depth. And for those who are insecure, unsure of themselves, or used to controlling attention, that energy can feel threatening. You become a mirror to their discomfort. You don't mean to challenge anyone, but your very being exposes what others might be trying to hide. It's not about superiority, it's about clarity. You see yourself clearly, and that unsettles those who don't. People who are used to superficial interactions may struggle to be around someone who doesn't engage in pretense. You carry yourself with intention. You walk with purpose. You don't chase approval or seek validation. That quiet confidence, especially when unbothered by others' opinions, is unsettling to those who rely on control or perform for attention. They can't figure you out, and that mystery creates tension. You may notice people being overly competitive with you, cold for no reason, or silently trying to discredit your presence. It's not because you've done something wrong. It's because you've done something rare. You've claimed your space without apology. You've shown up as your true self, and that alone is powerful. The intimidation you cause isn't about aggression. It's about truth. Your energy carries something undeniable, and not everyone is ready to face it. You challenge people by simply existing in your power. You don't have to say a word. Your aura speaks first. And not everyone is comfortable with what it says. But here's the deeper truth. Being intimidating without trying is often a sign of deep alignment. It means you've stopped shrinking to fit into rooms that weren't built for your full self. It means you've chosen honesty over popularity, self-worth over acceptance. And while that may unsettle others, it sets you free. You're not here to make everyone comfortable. You're here to be real, to be whole, and to stand in your light. If your energy makes some people step back, it's not your fault. It's your power. And the right people, the ones who are secure, grounded, and growing, will never be intimidated. They'll be inspired. 4. You naturally draw attention even in silence. When your aura is powerful, you don't have to say a word to be noticed. You naturally draw attention even in silence, not because you're trying to stand out, but because something within you already does. It's not about how you look, what you wear, or how loudly you speak. It's an invisible presence that walks in with you, sits with you, and moves with you without needing permission. People feel it. They may not understand it, but they sense it. You carry an energy that holds weight, even in stillness. This type of attention isn't forced. It's not about seeking validation or controlling a room. In fact, it often happens when you least expect it, when you're quiet, observing, or simply being yourself. You could be in the corner of a room, not speaking, not making eye contact, not taking up space, and still, people are aware of you. They feel something different. Your silence doesn't make you disappear. It makes you mysterious. It makes people wonder who you are, what you're thinking, why you seem so calm and sure. There's a reason for that. A powerful aura is built from within. It's made of experiences, healing, strength, and awareness. When you've faced yourself, worked through your pain, and come out with self-respect, it shows, even if you never speak of it. There's a stillness in you that feels safe, a quiet strength that makes noise without sound. In silence, you don't fade, you radiate. People are drawn to that energy because it contrasts with the noise of the world. In a society obsessed with being seen, the one who is still, present, and real becomes magnetic. They are refreshing. They carry something others want but can't quite explain. You might notice people looking at you, pausing when you walk past, or feeling drawn into your space even when you haven't made a move. It's not just attraction, it's resonance. Your energy speaks a language beyond words. It says, I'm grounded. It says, I've done the inner work. It says, I don't need to prove myself. And those messages create impact. Silence, when paired with presence, becomes powerful. You can sit in a room and speak with your posture, your gaze, your calm. You can be quiet and still make people feel seen or exposed. Sometimes, this attention feels confusing. You may not understand why people notice you when you haven't done anything special. But that's the beauty of it. You don't have to. When your aura is aligned, authentic, and clear, it communicates for you. It creates a space around you that others feel. Some are comforted by it. Some are curious. Some are even intimidated. But very few are indifferent. This kind of presence can't be taught, faked, or borrowed. It's earned. It comes from knowing yourself, loving yourself, and no longer needing permission to exist. When you stop chasing attention, it starts finding you. When you stop performing, people start paying attention to the real you. You may notice that in group settings, people turn to you for quiet leadership. They feel your calm and follow it. In conflict, your stillness speaks louder than shouting. In moments of chaos, your grounded energy becomes the anchor. And you do all this without trying to dominate, just by being, just by showing up with all of you intact. This isn't about superiority. It's not about thinking you're better than others. It's about alignment. You've come into your own, and that's what people feel. They feel the difference between noise and truth. They feel the difference between attention-seeking and authenticity. And they're drawn to it, whether they understand it or not. A powerful aura doesn't need an introduction. It doesn't need to raise its voice. It just is. And when you carry that kind of energy, silence becomes your strength. People will look. People will wonder. People will remember. Not because of what you said, but because of what you carried into the room without saying anything at all. 5. People feel calmer, energized, or stirred just by being around you. When you carry a truly powerful aura, people don't just notice you, they feel you. Your energy speaks before you do, and it reaches people in ways they can't always explain. One of the most profound signs of this kind of presence is how others respond emotionally and physically when they're near you. Some feel calm, others feel inspired, and a few might even feel emotionally stirred or slightly uncomfortable. Not because you've done anything, but because your energy awakens something within them. That's the power of an aligned, authentic presence. It moves people without needing to speak. For some, just being near you brings peace. They may not know why they feel safer or more grounded in your presence, but your energy offers stability. You carry a stillness that feels like home. Your presence doesn't demand attention. It offers space, and in that space, people breathe easier. Your calm becomes contagious. Your silence feels like understanding. It's as if your energy reassures them that they don't have to perform or pretend. And that sense of emotional safety in today's loud and chaotic world is rare and deeply healing. Others may feel energized around you. They come alive in your presence, feel more hopeful, more clear, more inspired. That's because your energy is not just calm, it's also alive, charged with a sense of purpose. You've done your inner work. You've turned your pain into wisdom. That shows in how you carry yourself, how you look at others, how you speak with intention. People may leave a conversation with you feeling lighter, more motivated, or suddenly aware of what they've been avoiding. You didn't push them. You just activated something inside them by being who you are. And then there are some who feel stirred, unsettled, emotional, or even slightly uncomfortable. Not because you've caused harm, but because your presence reflects truth. You carry a kind of raw honesty that makes others feel their own suppressed emotions. You remind people of their potential, of their wounds, or of the versions of themselves they haven't yet embraced. And sometimes, powerful auras shake up stagnant ones. They bring up feelings people have been trying to avoid. And though it may not feel pleasant at first, it's often the beginning of growth. You may not realize the impact you're having because you're simply being yourself. You're not trying to heal anyone or lead anyone. You're just walking in alignment, with peace, with strength, and with clarity. But that alignment does affect people. Whether it soothes, inspires, or challenges, your energy leaves a mark. A powerful aura is not loud or dramatic. It's felt in silence, in stillness, in presence. When people feel better, clearer, or more themselves around you, it's because your energy gives them permission to breathe, to feel, or to face the truth. You become a mirror and a light, not because you try to be, but because you are. And when your mere presence stirs the atmosphere, you don't need validation. The energy speaks for itself. So now that you've heard the 5 powerful signs, ask yourself, how many of these have you experienced in your own life? Maybe you've walked into a room and felt the atmosphere shift without saying a word. Maybe strangers open up to you, trust you, and tell you their stories like you've known them forever. Maybe some people seem a little too uncomfortable around you, even when you're being kind, gentle, or completely silent. Maybe you've noticed that your energy calms, inspires, or even shakes people just by being present. And maybe, just maybe, you never understood why until now. The truth is, you don't need to be the loudest person in the room to be the most powerful. You don't have to wear a crown to be royal, and you don't need a stage to be seen. When your aura is aligned, when it's built from truth, growth, and self-respect, you speak without needing to speak. Your presence becomes your voice. That's the gift of a powerful aura. It's not something you choose. It's something you become over time, through pain, healing, transformation, and clarity. It's the silent reward of walking through fire and not letting it consume you. It's the glow that forms when you stop shrinking, when you stop apologizing for who you are, and when you stop asking for permission to exist. And what makes your aura so impactful is not that it demands attention, but that it quietly commands it. You don't need validation. You don't need to explain yourself. You don't chase people. You attract energy. You don't speak just to be heard. You speak when it matters. And even in silence, you are felt. That's why some people feel calm around you. Your stillness gives them space to breathe. That's why others feel exposed. Your truth reminds them of what they're avoiding. That's why some admire you deeply, and some misunderstand you completely. You challenge people without trying to. You reflect things back to them, sometimes their beauty, sometimes their wounds. And not everyone knows how to hold that kind of reflection. That's why your energy makes waves. That's why your presence leaves an imprint. But don't let that scare you. Don't let their discomfort make you question your power. You are not too much. You are not too quiet. You are not too soft or too intense. You are exactly what you were meant to be, and your energy is doing exactly what it was meant to do. You are here to remind people, consciously or not, of who they are, of what's real, of what's possible. You are here to stand in your light without shrinking for those who prefer the dark. You are here to bring peace, presence, and purpose into rooms that forgot what those things feel like. Your aura is not a decoration. It is a force. It is the result of everything you've overcome, everything you've chosen to heal, and everything you've dared to protect within yourself. So the next time someone stares at you a little longer than usual, the next time someone says they feel safe or seen around you, the next time someone resists you without reason, remember this. It's not about how loud your voice is. It's about how true your presence is. You don't have to explain it. You just have to continue living it. Your aura is your unspoken language, and it's already saying more than enough. Keep walking with grace. Keep holding your light. Because in a world full of noise, you are the stillness that people never forget. And that is your power.